Well, I actually was helping my wife at an auction, and her boss invited us down to a real estate auction, and we went down, saw the auction process in the works. They started off selling the all the personal property. 1 o'clock they stopped, sold the real estate. The lead auctioneer went in, finished up the contract. The backup auctioneer went back in the garage and started selling the rest of the tools. By the end of the day, they had a offer to close on the real estate in 30 days. All the personal property was sold and paid for and picked up. So it was seeing that process in an estate auction. I thought, with the baby boomers coming up, this is going to be a good venue and good avenue to go on real estate auctions.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Erica, and today I'm excited to be chatting with Tim Stuart. He is an auctioneer and he is a part of Keller Williams Realty Portland Premier. Tim, it's awesome to have you on the show today.
Well, thank you, Erica. Pleasure to be here.
So let's jump on in and hear more about your story. Can you share how you got started in the real estate world, Tim?
Well, I actually was helping my wife at an auction, and her boss invited us down to a real estate auction, and we went down, saw the auction process in the works. They started off selling all the personal property. 1 o'clock they stopped, sold the real estate. The lead auctioneer went in, finished up the contract. The backup auctioneer went back in the garage and started selling the rest of the tools. By the end of the day, they had a offer to close on the real estate in 30 days. All the personal property was sold and paid for and picked up. So it was seeing that process in an estate auction. I thought, with the baby boomers coming up, this is going to be a good venue and good avenue to go on real estate auctions.
Absolutely. And then, being an auctioneer, was there a moment on your journey as you started to get into it that you knew that you wanted to keep doing this?
I'm sorry, Erica, what was that?
Oh, was there a moment in your journey as an auctioneer that you knew that, you really loved doing this and you were going to keep doing auctioneering?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Um, I think just being able to provide a different resource for real estate. I started real estate in 1999 and was with Prudential Northwest Properties here in Lake Oswego. 3 years later, I started my own brokerage, and that was after uh, selling a couple of properties at auction. I started the traditional route through Prudential, and then started on my own, and just kind of haven't really looked back since. Just helping people, sell their properties. Sometimes it's a situation where the properties has some hard times selling it. Sometimes it's just a situation of the seller, but we seem to get everything put together and get it sold, get them on their next journey in life, and take care of the properties.
Yeah, yeah, Tim, when you are working with people who, haven't been a part of a real estate auction before, what are some common misconceptions that you see that you want to set the record clear on the show today?
Well, the auction method, it works in several different ways. Some of the highest end automobiles are sold at auction. High end horses, high end collectibles are also the stuff that's tough to price. You can get it in an auction. A lot of times the perception of the deal is, oh, I'm going to get something for pennies on the dollar. And the reality is that sometimes you get good deals at the auction, and sometimes they're fair deals. That's usually a win-win situation with the seller and the buyer. So that's what we're focused on is creating that win-win situation, getting the property sold, and getting the sellers on with their life.
Yeah, when it comes to your role, how do you set up, both parties for success there?
It's an education process. Um, Basically, we set out the all the terms with the seller, and so the only thing that we're doing on auction day is negotiating the price. And so with the buyers, that they get all that information. They get the terms and the conditions. They know when the deposit's due. They know when the needs to close. They can get financing if they want to. There's never a contingency upon financing. So they can get everything, you know, ready for their lender if they need to. About 40% of the properties that we do sell have some type of financing involved. Um, the education of the seller in the whole process, it's a clean process. A lot of times we'll do home inspections before the auction so that all the buyers are on the same playing field, and they all know the terms, and they feel confident in bidding on the properties.
Yeah, and when it comes to, other prep work, do you help attract buyers to these auctions as well?
Yes, we market the properties. We do the due diligence as far as the title. We'll get a preliminary title report, have that ready, and do some background work on the municipalities, some of the services and utilities of the property, get a little bit of background. Of course, if we have a seller that's lived in the property, we'll get a seller's property disclosure, just as you would in a traditional manner. But all that's available to the buyer before we start the auction.
Well, Tim, with all of the experience that you have in the real estate world, having run your own brokerage, being an auctioneer, I'm sure there's been a moment where a deal has gone sideways. Maybe you had to totally pivot fast for a client, completely change what you're doing. Can you share one of those moments on your journey and what you learned from it?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Um, I'll share on the buyer side and maybe on the seller side. On the buyer side, sometimes situations change. Every 30 days, something can be different than it was 30 days ago. You can look at the present climate. It's like the the government shutdown. Who would have known that? So sometimes those things come into play. Situations, health issues that can happen. Typically, what we do when we conduct an auction, in the terms, we'll ask for a deposit from the high bidder, and that is it's a deposit on the purchase, but it also becomes non-refundable upon the seller's acceptance. So there's a little bit of skin in the game with the buyer if they need to back out or if they can't fulfill their obligations. Typically, that's the penalty that they're obligated for. Legally, contractually, it could be a little bit more because they damaged, the seller. And the same thing on the seller side. We don't typically have any issues. There's been maybe one time in the last 25 years where a seller just didn't want to sell, and they're penalized too because they have a little bit of skin in the game in regards to their marketing for the property and the time that they've taken and taken up that time of course, time equals money in that process. And so, like I said, we don't very often have things go wrong, but sometimes situations you can't avoid.
Right, right. And with real estate, those relationships are so important. And you don't, from the buyer's end, the seller's end, you want to build good relationships out of there. For you, Tim, what would you say has made the biggest difference with building relationships in real estate? Were there any networking groups or, something in the area that was a game changer for you?
Just meeting with the sellers and being honest up front, giving them as much information as they can to make an educated decision. And that usually, makes them feel good about the process. As much information as we can share with them in regards to, how the process works, how it's clear and transparent. The timelines are already defined with closing and deposits and the scheduling of all the items. Typically, the title and escrow is the same as a traditional transaction once you conduct the auction and have the high bidder and the seller fully signed.
Yeah, yeah. For our investors who are listening today, Tim, what do you want them to know about real estate auctions?
They're a viable way to buy properties. Every auction is a little bit different. Every auction company treats things a little bit different. Probably the key thing to know is that we always offer marketable title on the properties, so there won't be any back liens or taxes and whatnot. If there are, we'll let you know. But kind of the bottom line on an investor looking at an auction property, read all the terms. That's the fine print. Read everything so that you understand it and so you can be educated in making your decision on purchase a property or not.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's so important. Tim, what would you say is next on the horizon for you with all the auctions you've got going on?
One of our goals is to have relationships in all 50 states with other auction companies, with other brokers. Typically, we refer things back and forth. I just got a call this morning on 80 acres in Port Orford that it's been on the market for a while, and it's a past relationship. So of mine from like 20 years ago. And so just building and keeping those relationships going and open is kind of focus on what we're going through the rest of the year. We should be finishing strong this year. So I'm happy to be with Keller Williams here.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That's exciting. How what's your plan when it comes to networking nationwide with connecting to those brokerages?
Basically, I'm a member of the National Auctioneers Association, and I have built relationships over the past 25 years, going to conference and show, meeting individuals, just keeping in touch with them. Uh, the 156 acres that we have down in Reading that's coming up next month, that was a referral from a Colorado auctioneer. And so just basically trying to keep in touch with each person once a month to try to keep in communications, finding out what's going on, not always, asking for the deal, but just keeping in touch with everybody.
Yeah, that's so important. Well, Tim, if someone here listening today wants to connect, reach out, maybe they have a property that they are interested being a part of a real estate auction, what's the best way for them to reach you?
You can reach me here at Keller Williams. My name is Tim Stuart. So it's just my name, Tim Stuart, TIMSTUART at KW.com. Or you can reach out at 503-680-4959.
Show today and sharing your insights and your story in the real estate world.
Thank you, Erica. The pleasure.
For our listeners, if you got value from this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pros Show. We've got more conversations lined up with experts like Tim who are out there building fantastic real estate businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.